Authorities urge the public for help with footage of Lilly and Jack's last whereabouts. In a heart-wrenching mystery, RCMP compiles key footage to unravel missing siblings' enigma.
Or other footage with RCMP. Martel says every detail helps and could lead to finding Lilly and Jack.
I'm going to keep fighting.
Why is he being so vocal, and what do those words really mean, you guys? What do they mean? Mom has not given a statement. She didn't go to the vigil. Do you find any of that sus? Anna says 4 elements: earth, water, wind, and fire, not a tornado. All right, let's wrap this portion up and we'll get to the cameras.
For the rest of my life to find these kids. That's the only goal I have at this point.
Chris Watts.
Haley Ryan, CBC News, Lansdowne State.
All right, Chris Watts also said that he's going to spend every day of his life looking until he finds them. That's another statement that is made from somebody that did something nefarious or knows something nefarious. Some near family are suggesting Daniel could be controlling, abusive mom, wanted to get away. Yet people are saying some crazy things, and they're inserting themselves into the case with false information, which is very, very sad and disgusting, because these children are still missing. More than likely, they're not alive, according to the police, and the way they're moving, their movements seem to indicate that they're looking for a recovery of 2 bodies. All right. So Kalisa says some near the family are suggesting this, but people are suggesting quite a bit. You're going to be surprised about this. What's up, Shauna? Good to see you. Metabek, good to see you. Salute, Commander Alpha Turkey. All right. Krista says she's still not sure. Let's listen to this, or let's take a look at this. Missing Nova Scotia kids spotted day before disappeared. Stepfather says he's taken a polygraph. Why is he so invested and the mom is not? You tell me. All right. And again, if you've heard these things or they're swirling around, you didn't hear them here, and we're just knocking these things out. Facts, what happened, so we can move forward with some of a speculation. All right. Because we're going to make speculations, because police are being quiet. RCMP are calling for more videos as they continue to search for a brother and sister from Pictou County. All right, let's listen to what she says. Everything that we're playing here is going to be broken down. So let's listen, and then we'll go back and break things down.
Road behind me was still swarming with search and rescue personnel as RCMP resumed their ground search for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who first went missing 3 weeks ago in Lansdowne Station. Now, this has been a story that has dominated headlines across the country and beyond as people speculate and wonder about what could have happened to these 2 missing children. Now, just because the road is deserted doesn't mean RCMP are finished with their investigation. In fact, they just put out a statement Wednesday calling on the public for more footage.
Investigators are now asking anyone who has dash cam footage or video along Garlick Road between noon on April 28th and noon on May 2nd to contact Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit.
They add RCMP.
Now, does anybody really wonder what those dates are? What's the relevance of those particular dates and times? All right. Everything seems sus at this point, and I really don't think that. I don't think that the police would have figured this out by now. If that was the case, I think they would have honed in on the parents and said, hey, we know that there's some involvement here. They'd be talking to them. Maybe the lie detector that he said he took, I think the police would have more talks with them. I don't think that's the case. I don't think the police know a lot more than we do, but I think they know enough to know dates and times and what to hone in on. And why is the mom doing that? What would be behind her? You think that she's scared of Daniel and that's why? I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in chat.
You're committed to exploring all possibilities in the case and have formally interviewed more than 50 people, with more interviews planned in the coming days. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, says he has been interviewed extensively since Lilly and Jack were first reported missing.
You mentioned last time we chatted that you'd offered to do a polygraph test.
That is correct.
That already happened?
That has happened.
Right. And did you get results from that yet?
I do have results, and I don't know if I can share those results.
Again, why would you not share the results if you took a polygraph? he said he took the polygraph, you guys, because of social media and what the people in social media were saying. So I wonder if that's the truth. I wonder if some things that came back on the polygraph, if he did take it, the police said, wait, what does this mean? Why were you deceptive on that? That shows a little bit of, why wouldn't he say that? Why would he say, hey guys, I took the polygraph, I passed with flying colors. I can't tell you exactly what it says, but I can tell you right now, I'm in the clear with police right now. They know that what I'm saying is 100%. So I'm confident. You guys, I'm going to keep searching. Peace out while I go search. All right. So this is just a bit, mom could be overwhelmed, but a lot of people are overwhelmed when their children are missing and they don't just disappear. So I'm going to have to go with that. Something's up. Now, Anna, we're lucky that they're not sticking together, because if they did, it would be less of a chance that we would ever find out anything. What's up, Bella's boys? Good to see you.
But they were good in my favor, we'll say that.
Martel says he is glad the police have put out the additional call for footage and is again asking anyone with information to come forward. Despite not having had contact with the children's mother, Malaya, since May 3rd when she left the search area, he says an RCMP liaison has been assigned to keep them both informed as the investigation progresses.
Trust the RCMP word, and I mean, you don't have to trust my word, but I'm the only one doing media for Jack and Lily.
Yeah, you are.
Trying to keep the story alive and get them found.
Is that a
Date RCMP, any future searches will be determined based on the course of the investigation. They say they've covered a 5.5.
All right, they covered 5.5. Those kids, if they walked that far, would have been found. Malia is the mom's name. And the reason you've only heard mom, their mom, is because nobody's really saying it. Nobody's talking about it. People that are local, and everybody that's local has crazy opposite opinions, you guys. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes that are local at all. And whatever I'm saying is, in my opinion, based on these facts. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm watching chat light up with names of people that you guys think are guilty or been found guilty. So that's interesting. Monique, what's up? Jay and crew, I missed you guys. I've been working a ton and following the Sade Robinson trial, but my heart is always here with guilty of crime. Thank you so much. Malia is her name. I don't know her last name right offhand. I have to look, because that's how much I haven't seen her. She's not married to Daniel, so it's not Martel.
Kilometer search area and received 355 tips so far in the search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Ella MacDonald, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Well, I would assume that it's Sullivan as well. Is that correct in the assumptions that the kids have the same last name? Hold on. As the mom. All right, now we're going to go over some key points, and then we'll start getting into other things. Is the children's name are Jack and Lily Sullivan? So is it Malia Sullivan, or do they all have different last names? We have Daniel Martel, Jack and Lily Sullivan. Anybody could let me know. All I've heard is Malaya or Malia, Jack and Lily, and Daniel Martel. So the mom's name is Brooks Murray, and that's why we haven't heard a lot. Malia Brooks Murray, I guess. Again, she's been really, really absent. Jen's a Gypsy says the mom's a real wad of bubble gum for leaving, and I wonder what the police feel about that. What's up, Shadow? Good to see you. George says I live close by 50 miles. It was always a spot to just avoid. Interesting. I had some of those men work for me. Hard workers, good, honest, and rough, very loyal to the clan. And George, what do you think about these people, and why was that an area to avoid? I'd really like to know that. All right, yeah, they do have different names. There's lots of different names, but Jack and Lily Sullivan are the names that you want to remember. All right, everybody else, if they're not helping in the case, then it doesn't really matter to me. Nanoska says she did not leave. She went to her mother's house 15 minutes away, but I was told that she was not at that vigil. All right. And she didn't call 911. Daniel's been inserted. So I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm just telling you what people are saying, what the census is, so to speak. Malia Brooks Murray and stepfather Daniel Martell, and of course, Jack and Lily Sullivan. All right. So yeah, I knew people were going to, say that. I see it. I read things, and we have a split difference here. Right. So let's take a look at some of the key points, and then I'll show you this. This is 1 month disappearance, Nova Scotia kids, disappearance of Jack and Lily. Right. There's some key things here I want to go over. Let me put this here. Let me just tell you, and then we'll go. All right. So the search for Jack and Lily, 2 siblings, if you don't know, vanished from Pictou County on March 2nd, continues. The search continues as authorities and volunteers remain committed to finding answers. They were just looking this last weekend. Now, RCMP confirmed that the children aged 6 and 4, guys, were last seen in public with family members on May 1st, the day before they were reported missing. Now, despite the extensive searches involving ground teams, drones, and underwater recovery efforts, there's not been any significant breakthroughs. All right. Community members have gathered for the candlelight vigil, which I'm going to show you next, on Monday, which was yesterday evening, releasing glowing paper lanterns into the sky as a symbol of hope. Now, the event marked 1 month since Jack and Lily's disappearance. And as you know, the case has gripped everybody, including YouTube and social media, even to the fact where there's fake leads. I don't know. If you know about the fake leads, let me know in chat. Now, authorities have received over 355 tips and conducted more than 50 interviews, which you just saw a minute ago. With additional interviews planned in the coming days, RCMP urges with video footage, anybody with video footage, as you saw, if you're local between April 28th and May 2nd, please come forward to investigators. All right. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, they call him the stepfather. We just saw he was publicly frustrated. He didn't really talk about the mom, but I felt like there was a dig at Malia when he said he's the only person in the media looking for the children. All right. So if anybody knows anything or you have any information, either go directly to RCMP 902-485-4333, or you can go to Nova Scotia Time Stoppers. I'll just post that down there so you guys can see that. All right. And I'll put it up on the screen. All right. So there's some key events that have happened in this case. I think this is the one. After a month, went missing, Jack and Lily. There they go. Candlelight vigil happened last night. Age 4 and 6. This is the pretty common picture that you guys